Guys, hi. Now guys, I recorded this video to almost to finish, then I noticed that my camera was not on or my microphone was not on. I don't even know which one, but anyway, we're gonna run it again. Now what I'm trying to say is welcome back to my channel. Of course, this is Linda Space and this is Linda Frank with a very beautiful face. If you're here for the first time and you're probably watching me for the first time, my name is Linda, your Kenyan girl and your Nigerian wifey. Yeah, so if you've been following me for a while, oh okay, I forgot. Please subscribe, okay, and happy new year in advance. How could I forget that? That's not nice. Anyway, guys, so I'm here to do a video, a very quick one, about my thoughts about Nigeria. My thoughts about Nigeria, that is 2 years ago when I first landed in Nigeria. And now, okay, now if you've been following for a while, you probably have heard me saying that I first came to Nigeria 2 years ago for the very first time in my life, and then I stayed for over a year, almost to 2 years. Then I traveled back to my country to have my second baby, and then I came back early this year. Now, Maya, stop. Now, my perspective or my perception of Nigeria when I first came and now are very different. Do you get? And I just felt, let me do this video and brief you guys. So apparently the first time I came to Nigeria, I felt that this country was so dirty because coming from Kenya, where you don't litter the city, you don't use paper bags, you know, if they find you using paper bags, you'll answer for it. I found it very dirty because here, promise help her wear her shoe. Here they literally litter the city. And they still use paper bags, of course, even though they call them cellophanes here. They use paper bags, they drink mineral or Fanta, Coke, plastic cans, everything. They just drop it anywhere, anyhow. They litter the city, literally. Do you get? So I felt the country was so dirty, and I was having a meeting in my head. Will I be able to survive this country? And I was so frustrated. I remember making Nigeria my prayer point. I was like, God, I beg you. I'm already married here. I don't know what to do. It has become my second home suddenly. And you need to help me. Because if you don't help me, I'm going to go crazy. Okay? Now, coming back early this year, that is 2 years later, I feel like familiarity breeds, I don't know. But I feel like it's no longer that dirty anymore. Or could I say that it's probably because I'm actually literally helping them to litter the place. I'm helping them to litter the place. Now, there's one experience. There's a time I followed my sister-in-law's daughter to the market. And that was the first time I came to Nigeria. Then Nigeria is very hot. If you've been opportune to visit Nigeria, you'd know what I'm saying. So the sun was very hot and we decided to buy mineral. By mineral, I mean Fanta, Coke, and the rest of them. They don't call them soda here. Here, they call them mineral. So we bought mineral, and after I finished my own, I was busy looking for a trashing can or a dustbin. And I was asking this girl, hey, where am I going to discard my, my can? I can't see any dustbin around. And then I was like asking her, then I answered myself. I said, let me just keep it in my bag. When we reach home, I'll trash it. And then she snatched it from my hand. She's like, what's up with you, girl? You drop it down there. This is Nigeria. This is not your country where you people want to keep everything in place, you know. And for some reason, I just felt that was crazy and weird at the same time. Like, how can somebody be so used to dirt that is even helping them to get dirty? But now, 2 years later, I'm literally helping them to get dirty. Why? Because one person cannot change a thing. You need to work together. You need to be a team if you really need to see change. But one person can never, ever change anything. Now, another thing is... So number two, when I was here for the first time, I found it very strange that most vehicles were literally very, very old. Now, if you come from Kenya, you probably know by now that there are some vehicles that they are not allowed in the public roads, and they are not allowed, go to the window and check Panga. They are not allowed in the public roads, public domain, you know, they are not, because of the condition they are in. But when I came to Nigeria, a vehicle that looks like it has been parked for the past 6 months, 8 months without being driven at all is suddenly on the road being driven. A vehicle without headlights, you know, a vehicle with broken mirrors, and the chairs are somehow, and everything is so dirty. And I was just like, what's this? But now, I remember praying. I made Nigeria my prayer point at a time, and I just told God, help my life. And suddenly, when I came back for the second time this year, God has really been helping my life. Some of those things, I don't see them as strange anymore, because as they say, if you can't change them, join them. I got used to the fact that their public vehicles, most of them are not in good condition. You just manage it. If you don't want to manage it, either drive your car or take an Uber. Another thing that really got me very mad when I newly entered Nigeria was greeting. The city that I'm in is Benin, and they greet a lot. It's more of a culture that you cannot pass somebody without greeting. Coming from Kenya, Nairobi precisely, where I've lived like over 10 years of my life as an adult, and we don't greet. We mind our business, do you get? It was so odd to me. I was like, why? Why do you feel that I owe you that greeting? If anything, me greeting you doesn't mean that I really care. I don't really want to know how you're doing. I'm just doing it because it's your culture, and if I don't greet you, if maybe I fall into problems along the road, you won't be able to help me, you know. But then I remember praying to God again, and I said, you have to help me, literally, because all this greeting is giving me a headache. I'm really, really going gaga right now because of all this greet me, I greet you all the time. And I know that whoever is greeting me, 98% chances are it's not from their heart to greet me. It's just because it's in their culture to greet me. Do you get? So coming back 2 years later, I mean, it feels like it feels better. It's not like I'm used to it yet, but it feels better. It used to irritate me a lot, do you know? Another thing that irritated me a lot was generator noise. Ew. The first time I entered Nigeria, I was literally going crazy. I was always down with headache because, promise, mind that baby for me. Because coming from Kenya, where we always have light, and then you suddenly come to a country where you have to manufacture your own light with some noise on the background. I remember growing up, the only time I ever saw a generator was where my uncle had to have, he used to own a movie house. And whenever they did not used to have lights, and people were already watching some Chuck Norris, some James Bond, some Jackie Chan, they had to on the gen so that they can continue watching. That's the only gen experience I remember in my childhood. Now, growing up and coming here, and literally every single day, every Eke market day, every morning, every night, you hear generator noise in your head. It was killing me. But coming back 2 years later, guess what? I'm kind of getting used to it. It's no longer giving me those constant headaches. I used to have headache, splitting headaches because of that noise. Another thing that I found odd was how noisy Nigerians were. I found them so noisy, so rude, you know. And 2 years later, apparently, I just think I've gotten used to their noise. In fact, I'm following them to make the noise. I'm helping them to be noisy, if you know what that means. I'm helping them to get noisier and noisier and noisier. Do you get? Yeah, so those are some of the things, though not all. But I don't want this video to be more than 10 minutes, and it's already 10 minutes. those are some of the things that I thought I should share with you, my perspective or my perception about Nigeria 2 years ago when I first visited, and 2 years later when I'm here again. And let me just say thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, and Happy New Year in advance. May the good Lord continue to protect you. See you guys in 2025. Bye.